Hello everyone, and welcome once again to the Heir's Lair. I'm your host, aspiring author Jonathan Taylor. In today's video I'm going to bring back a series I started actually last Halloween, The Writers and the Premise. The idea behind the series is that I start off from a specific prompt, and then I look into how certain writers would develop a story and what kind of story they would develop based on that specific prompt. Not the same writers every time, just the ones I think would work with this with a specific writing premise I mentioned. And today's premise is a day at the mall. So you have a group of young urban citygoers, and they find out that they have some time off, maybe half a day, maybe a full day, and they decide to spend some of their time off by going to the mall. This is how various writers would handle the story. I have my notes right here. Jules Verne. Jules Verne would spend the first quarter or third of the story talking about how the mall works, how all the vents are laid out, how all the climate control systems are set up, and how they are maintained. Maybe talk a bit about the service ways that are built in throughout the mall, that kind of stuff. And then after the first third or so, where we find out what the mall is and how it's supposed to work, it gets attacked by a group of vandals. And the heroes decide to keep themselves safe as well as subvert the actions or plans of this gang of vandals by running around them using all the vents and all the service ways that the first half of the book has been so eager and thorough in describing. H.G. Wells. The characters would, in his story, the characters would gradually notice that all the biggest brands always have the most visible locations within the mall, and they also have always have the best climate control, and therefore that makes them more attractive to customers than pretty much every other shop in that mall. Even though most of the other shops have better products and better customer service. Revolution optional. Franz Kafka. One of the members of the group would get consistently get side-eyed by all the employees at the mall. Initially, it would be small things that get this negative attention, or rather this negative attention gets manifested in small ways. Except that over time, the hatred of the mall employees would become increasingly more visceral, and his friends are going from defensive to suspicious. And towards the end of the story, they also give him the side eye, and he can't really go anywhere without being shunned or mocked or hated. Because yeah, Kafka is that kind of guy. George Orwell. The mall-goers are told by security that they can't leave the mall unless they make purchases equal to a certain amount. But they aren't told what that certain amount is. And they ask the security guards aren't telling. They try to ask the other mall-goers, who are heavily laden with a whole bunch of purchases, but the other mall-goers aren't saying anything either. So they try the usual route. I just buy whatever they want and then try and leave. Doesn't work. They then try to use emergency exits and service passages to get out of the mall, and that also doesn't work. Because that's the kind of guy George Orwell is, and you already knew that actually. Douglas Adams. The owner of the mall decides to launch a coupon lottery in order to encourage people to buy more, so in order to increase his sales. He finds out that it doesn't work, or it doesn't really work the way he wants it to, and to the amount that he wants to. However, he finds it more fun to keep it than to just abandon it. So it keeps on going even though it doesn't actually do anything. Michael Crichton. Uh, the group of friends in question is also, you know, some level of university educated people, and they noticed that the mall itself is using not necessarily subliminal, but hypnotic advertisement or hypnotic ads in order to engender customer loyalty. And they notice that some of their friends are starting to succumb to that influence. Neil Gaiman. As the group of friends starts going around the mall, buying stuff, using stuff, looking at stuff, they start to notice that the mall itself starts to change, with new shops, new facilities, new pathways opening up, old ones disappearing. They also start getting some strange visions, and after a while it becomes obvious to them that this mall is actually an abstract battleground for various supernatural entities vying for control over the souls of the customers. And last but not least, Sarah J. Maas. Each member of the group of friends is tasked with killing someone, seducing someone, preventing someone else in their group from doing the exact same thing, all without anyone else in the mall, including their friends, figuring out what they are there for, or what their task in the mall is. And yeah, that's how I imagine all of these writers would use this prompt. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then go ahead and leave a like. If you have anything you'd like to add, even if it's just an insult, then the comment section awaits your input. And if you want to see when the next video comes out, then you can go ahead and subscribe. Maybe also ring the bell or do whatever else YouTube will ask of you. Until next time, I am Jonathan Taylor, and this has been the Heir's Lair.